Welcome back, Five Aces.
Hey people, Five Aces here. What's up with that nonsense? Kato versus Nudels again. Has Five Aces just messed up the replays? Nope, we are gonna milk the juicy nipples of the algorithm dry as long as the iron is hot. So that's a way of a mixed metaphor to start the game with. This is another best of 3 series between Kato and Nudels. There are 2 reasons for that. A, they're amazing players, and B, they are like 80% of the competitive player base that are playing on ranked right now. So outside of ranked, I haven't gotten too many replays, and that's an easy source, accessible source. But there is going to be another challenge approaching in the next match, which I've already downloaded as well. So stay tuned for that. For now, we're going to ride the high of Tiberian Dawn, the inclusion of the remastered sprites. Some of the animations look a bit janky, but that's whatever. It runs so smoothly. I'm really happy about that. Alright, so top right, we've got Nudels yet again spawning as Nod with, by the way, this building just reminds me so much of Deus Ex. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And he's up against Kato, again in his pink colors, almost looks like a carbon copy of Anju's color. Who is walling off with the chain link barrier already, safety first. You know, it's gonna protect you against those tank rushes, that's for certain. Kappa Pride. So, this is another best of 3, and the map in question is Desert Cross. Ooh, we've got some little fade-ins from those assets that stand out a little. Oh, that's interesting, didn't know that. So the assets that are not present in the remastered asset pool are being grayed out as soon as you press the escape button. That is super interesting. Something to do with the graphics. Some kung fu fighting going on. It looks just so much better in HD. Unfortunately, can't zoom in any further, but fortunately, that is a hell of an improvement over what the remasters are offering, because the remasters themselves, if you've never played it, have an incredibly zoomed-in camera, and the best you can do with zooming out is probably approximately this distance. So it's really hard to pan the screen sometimes, even with the hotkeys present. Alright, MCV is moving out, is making its way. What's up with Kato's build? He's just relocated to the north, taking a safer expansion. Because if you're going for this expansion that is super greedy and you don't have build radius in your main base anymore, this just becomes a prime target. If you lose an early airstrip, you lose an early Tiberian refinery, you are done and out. But in order to prevent that from happening, he's already sending in a little recon, giving a little sneak peek. Ooh, and he is getting that sneak peek indeed. Kato, on the other hand, has played it a bit more safely, because he does actually have the opportunity to build a guard tower or whatever field defense he can muster. Road advantage not coming into play here. This is, by the way, something I really like about OpenRA, the terrain speed modifiers that give you some extra speed bonus, I think 10 or 15% on roads, has changed the tide of many an MCV escape. Sometimes they've clutched it, and sometimes the tanks got on the road. And it's also really fun with those fast vehicles. Sometimes they've just taken, you know, the extremely fast lane. Okay, some scouts being cleaned up, nothing too major just yet. That's just a little bit to add to the kill tally of the recon buggies. Are there gonna be bikes? Yes, there's gonna be bikes indeed. And the second airstrip is coming online. This is, I feel, like the stock standard not built for Kato. Are we gonna see a tech rush in response? Yes, that is actually a tech rush. So there is going to be the possibility. Ooh, it's gonna get revealed. Yes, sir. There we go. Gets out just in the nick of time. The information is now present, and that means that Kato has a window to react, because you really can't let this go unanswered. He is going to be faced with defending against tanks soon. Light tanks, unlike medium tanks, have the speed to deal with the recon bikes semi-reliably. So I feel they're a better answer than the medium tanks from GDI are. Yeah, one tank plus a couple buggies and immediately sounding the retreat is Kato. Now his option would be to mix in some infantry. The problem is he skipped his barracks. Also, oh, that's such a greedy build, by the way. Skipping out on the barracks means you're completely vulnerable to a rush timing. So this is a build that I'd only recommend if you know what you're doing and if you've scouted your opponent as well. One other thing that I'm wondering about the remastered assets is the plane when it comes in. Is it actually stealth? Looks like it's just a little transparent, but yeah, it should have the same stealth property. Just looks a bit weird. 750 plus double engine oil. Oh yeah, that's juicy. Okay, catching him off guard. That's a really good ambush here. That is going to result in at least one dead harvester. Wow, and it didn't lose a bike yet. Oh, that was a micro masterclass. Yeah, gets out perfectly fine. He's got 2 control groups. There is the ambush being set up from the recons. So no way to chase the bikes around. Very well played. Surgical strike. And it's not just about the assets or the kill count. It is about delaying your opponent's economy scaling. That is massive. Tech center. Okay, the tech center actually got captured by Nudels. That just gives you scouting information. Some peripheral vision. And now a crater. A pixelated crater is left behind. That reminds me of certain Japanese movies that some people enjoy watching. Just saying. One recon being left behind. And we've got a flock of tanks. Look at that. Okay. So clear advantage for Kato for the time being in terms of harvesters, in terms of the assets as well. 5k already. That was only off the back of 1 harvester kill. And also a massive tech advantage. Look at this conga line. Just doesn't do anything against the tanks. Nothing at all. Shaves off 1 recon at least, but I mean, the forces are just marching forward. How do you stop it at this point? Simple answer. On the defense, rocket infantry are incredibly good. You need to position them well. Also, Nudels has got the airstrike advantage, but I think Kato is well aware of this and wants to finish out the game as long as the iron's still hot. You can see the tanks soaking up so much damage. This is such a good value trade. Yep. Tanks are not taking much damage whatsoever. Chem Warriors, that's the tier 3 rush. Wait a second, but nothing that Not has on tier 3 is good against this. Not tier 3 are highly specialized units. Yeah, that's why his army was so small. So Nudels banking on something that may never come into fruition here. This was probably not the right timing for attack rush. He has the hospital at least. So I guess the Chem Warriors are slowly healing. There is a silver lining. Yeah, but this is GG, if you're asking me. Game number 1, looking very much done and dusted. That's right. Cute Fox as a spectator. Who's that? Kazib. Oh, Kazib has also been playing in the league, so we're gonna check some of his replays as well. So for now, that is a 1-0 lead for Kato. Zetorum Censio Nudels esse delendam. I guess, yeah, that was a super high risk play. Being already behind, having lost the harvester, he built tier 3 and didn't get to critical mass. And also, on the defense, Chem Warriors are not that great because their range sucks. They can get poked from outside of range and then just overrun. That's exactly what happened here. So just misreading the situation a little. Also the triple airstrike from Kato didn't help. Alright, that was a good and solid game. How not to tech rush, and we're gonna see each other in game 2. There we go. Wait a sec. Yeah. Welcome back to the show. We are again once more on African Gambit. I have gushed about this map, about the world building and I guess environmental storytelling with this little village in the middle that is splitting the map in half and also allows for a no base building zone, at least for a little bit. Okay, what I'm going to see this time around, Kato with Nod and Nudels with GDI, so we're seeing the role reversal. And safety first, both going for a Rax. Strikes me as kind of curious because there is 2 Derricks per player. I mean, that's something, a silver lining. Oh no, wait. Wait a second, Kato's actually going for a War Factory rush yet again. Okay, just a little bit of greed. And here is the engineer out from Nudels. I feel like on a map like this, if you get it off, it pays very, very quickly. Some of the tiles still sticking out. For those who are uninitiated, those tiles do stick out because they were not present in the original tile set. Some of the some of the tiles were added, custom added to OpenRA, simply because the corresponding pieces were missing from the original tile set, and I don't know the actual reason. I guess the map makers back then, or the original dev team from Westwood, just managed to create their maps without a west-facing cliff tile. So, kind of a lore tidbit. And OpenRA added those retroactively by virtue of modders slaving away in the coding mines. I guess nowadays you could just call in ChatGPT. Yeah, also, I think I've told this story before, but one of my students has recently written, or quote-unquote written an exam that was co-auditor, that was just co-written by ChatGPT. Interesting experience. Alright, the robots are taking over. Minigunners is getting a nice good read in. He's probably just trying to draw out maybe a field defense, maybe trying to draw out a couple bikes and buggies as well. Yeah, that should do the trick, especially if you're in move command. Those models just make me realize how comically oversized the machine guns are. Triple refinery, okay. Winding up the machine guns off the buggies there. Still nothing too special from Nudels. He has moved farther north, just taking a very early expansion. We're seeing just a little scout. Nudels is in a good spot though. He's got the double oil direct, so his income is going to start trickling in a very literal sense of the word. He's under a little bit of fire from the APC, but really there's nothing too scary about this army yet. No tech this time around though. Is Kato going for a rush? It's starting to look like it, because he's hunkering down in his own base. He is on 1 airstrip, 2 refineries. If there is ever a map to do this on, this would be it, because the starting ore is relatively higher for Tiberian Dawn standards. Yeah. Look at the map pool. Tiberian Dawn generally has really low starting ore. You're gonna go broke if you don't expand immediately, and MCVs are prohibitively expensive in Tiberian Dawn because you need to not only tech, but also get a service depot. That thing doesn't cost too much, but it again delays your build. So for now, it's just bike buggy spam. Kato going for the tech center earlier this time around again. And Nudels just maxing out. Maxing out a nice little mixed bag of recons, bikes and buggies. But this is not that easy to... I mean, you need to find a way around the APCs, because they're relatively good. Relatively tanky. They can still get overwhelmed, especially if there's only 2 of them. But they are enough to serve some... to serve as a good ward. Okay, MCV is going out of the base. Setting off a couple chain link barriers here. Relocating. So, appears like this was only a safety play. He felt like he was not under pressure to take the map early, so Kato just sitting back, waiting until the time is right to push out, not taking any unnecessary risks. This leaves Nudels with a distinct tech advantage, plus the econ should be in his favor slightly, ever so slightly, because he does have the 2 oil derricks. Yep, it's gonna reflect in a 1k discrepancy already. That's gonna start growing, because those oil derricks ain't producing for anyone. They're just pumping the oil. That is a very late stage capitalist solution. Just pump the oil into nowhere. Send it into no man's land rather than sell it off. Ooh, flame tank. Just one single flame tank that can add so much pressure. You engage with the main army, and then you send one flame tank out to the back lines and try and inflict as much structural damage as possible. Let's see where this one is going. No, they're all just trying to camp. There is an advanced guard tower though. Okay, the flames have been revealed. Oh, this is so good. Second flame tank got sent north. So basically, Nudels needs to respond. Yeah, this is going down so quickly. Oh, poking away at the harvesters simultaneously. Very well done with the flame tank. Getting some easy kills. Flame tank yet again moving forward. And I feel like there is no real answer to the light tank ball just yet. My tanks are starting to dwindle. But the flame tank definitely has helped keep Kato in the game here, despite him being behind economically. He's got the pressure on the map. 29 over 32k assets. That means that it's going to get harder and harder to break this base, because there is a lot of starting ore left. Nudels also has a double war factory already. And is he rushing tier 3? This would be the time. He is! This time it may work though, because he didn't suffer any losses. His economy is still fine, he still has got a lot of ore to work with. And he's not under as much pressure as he was in game 1. Plus, Kato is running out right now. So Kato really needs to send in the prospectors, get a third base. Some jimmies being rustled here. Is this a vulnerable area? Not really. MLS can add a lot of pressure as well. Pressure to engage. If you just let your army sit in front of a base, MLS are gonna poke away at it eventually. Is it only me, or does this have a different color scheme? Maybe the decals give it a slightly different color, but it looks a lot more purple to me than the other ones. Yeah, MLS have a slightly different color scheme. Man, it's so annoying to always see those rocket launchers on those tanks, and they can't actually launch any rockets. This is purely cosmetic. Alright, army trying to get an angle. This is where recon bikes are good, because the buggies can provide vision, and then the bikes can basically just snipe from range. Little tank run by, a little attempt at a tank run by. Actually being fairly successful. There was only one tank here. But this is just freebies. He hasn't lost anything just yet. Yeah. Those tanks are here to stay. Losing only one tank for like 4 or 5 bikes. 4 or 5 Humvees is a very good trade indeed. Oh, low power for Nudels at the worst possible time. Ooh, he needs to pack it up. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. I feel like this would have had the potential for an all-in. But instead, Kato is just hedging his bets. If he had a service depot, this would be the time now. Send back this entire army, get crazy value. Restore 6 or 7 vehicles to full operation capabilities. Would be a good call. Bikes are being split off. I think he wants to send them into the ore lines, or the Tiberian lines. Vet 2 flame tank, huh? And another 5 stack of tanks is waiting in ambush for the MCV move out. This is such good predictive gameplay. He is on a timer though, because Nudels does have the tier 3, and thus not only mammoth tank production capabilities, but also access to the ion cannon, and it should be 3 minutes, yeah. A bit more than 3 minutes off coming online. Okay, it has been revealed. The comm center is out of the bag. The laser cat is out of the bag. Cat is out of the bag, and it's brought its laser pointer with it. A very lethal laser pointer from space. Ooh, all those assets got remastered too. Didn't even see them in the campaign. Okay, the tanks are back for round 2, but this time around, no shot. They're being warded off relatively effectively. I like the inclusion of just some random rocket soldiers. They add a lot of DPS, you need to commit into them, and you can't really expend an airstrike on just full rocket soldiers. That's not how this game's support power economy works. Still though, army graph very much in Kato's favor. What is Nudels' response? He needs to get up to critical mass. Ooh, he's expanding right now. This is a very ballsy move, and also that airstrike was a whiff. Don't use it on a mobile army after an engagement. Use it while the enemy is committed. Use it to cut off the retreat. That's easier said than done, obviously. But still, that was no good use of it. We're hearing a ping here. Huh? Random ping. Maybe just mistakenly not taking the repair hotkey. Oh, that airstrike. Count the airstrike a lot more lethal. Is this gonna be it in game number 2? I feel like that's gonna pose a massive problem here. Down goes one Apache. Second Apache. Man, there is just no way of stopping this, right? Support power 1 minute and 50 off coming online. But it is looking a bit bleak for now. Kato is running on steam. He's being spread apart and he does not have access to mammoth tanks. I mean, by virtue of not having any cash. That's his issue. Also, power indicator shows that deploying this guard tower right now would set him into low power yet again. Ooh, this is gonna be one hell of a tough sell if he wants to retain his chances at winning. Nudels is super far behind. Advanced guard towers can only hold the line for so long. There is a lot of rocket density already built up for Kato. Oh, this would be such a good ion cannon target. 1 minute. If he doesn't falter for 1 extra minute, he gets at least another shot. The truth be told, I feel he's already too far behind. He's being pulled apart. He doesn't have sufficient anti-air. And just those 3 longbows are putting so much pressure on the map. There is a massive front of vehicles parked in front of his base, and Kato has expanded. He has expanded a whole lot of to a whole lot of expansions here, into a whole lot of slots. Ooh. What is this asset? Never seen this before. Looks like an elephant graveyard. Okay, tanks are going in. Oh, they're stacked up. Rocket soldiers being stacked up and being crushed immediately. I like the APC idea. APCs are gonna be a lot more efficient at dealing with longbows because rocket soldiers are kind of a soft counter. They do a lot of damage, but they also receive a lot of damage from longbows. So APCs are a lot sturdier. They can't just get picked off. Man, I feel like this is just the floodgates waiting to open though. Ion cannon is now ready. He may want to get some intel before he drops the nuke. The proverbial nuke. Sorry, I just had to mute my phone. What a juicy target for an airstrike. 2 minutes left on both timers, give or take. Artilleries, yeah, that is a good call. Force your opponent to come into you. Force an engagement. That was a good ion cannon to be fair, but was it enough? That just poked away at all the rocket soldiers. And now the tanks are going in first. The soldiers are going in first and trying to deal with the tanks. Trying to serve as a distraction. This is looking somewhat good for Nudels. He needs to counter-snipe the artilleries, otherwise the artilleries are just going to turn the army into mincemeat. He doesn't have intel, he still doesn't. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The shells are starting to rain in. Ah, there we go. That's most of the artillery's dead. So the armies are still advancing. Okay, it's starting to look okay-ish for Nudels. But he's losing so much to artillery fire. He needs to fight this on 2 fronts. An all-out engagement, but at the end of the day, Nudels emerging victorious for now. I feel it. The airstrike. Nuke timer is 6 minutes off coming online, but 5 minutes on the ion cannon as well. Man, is this actually gonna be a rout? This rocket density, 1 airstrike and the game's over. Man, this is on a knife's edge. This game is far from over, despite this overwhelming army. 1 single airstrike is going to change the tide of battle, because as soon as the rocket soldiers are gone, there is no more answers to the longbows. Okay, there is chem warriors cutting off the reinforcement routes. That's a good idea. Mammoth tank is being kited back perfectly. Are those the answer? They are not in sufficient numbers yet. Mammoth tanks have got enough damage left, or enough armor left. GG is being called, despite the double barracks production. That was insane. What a great comeback from Nudels, and insane patience being exerted here, and he found just the right timing window. Had he waited for 1 more minute, the airstrike would have ended things, because as soon as this rocket blob is dead, there is no more stopping the longbows. And the longbows would have picked off the rocket launchers, subsequently could have poked away at the tanks, and then it would have been go button for the tier 3 infantry. Would have ripped the tanks to shreds. What a game. Game number 2, going to Nudels here. Yeah, I'm stoked. let's check out game number 3. Okay, the top of the line and Tiberian Dawn are once more at it. This time around, playing it out on Rumble in the Jungle. We're at a draw situation right now and can't have that. In a best of 3, no sir. There is gonna be not being chosen for Kato. And it's gonna be... Oh, and not Mira. Could have looked at the overlay, but hey, it's more dramatic that way, at least for myself. I'm a caster. Kappa Pride. Okay. Infantry being rallied forward for both players. Who is gonna be there first? I can see why on this map the rush distance is very low. And there is also a good chance... Oh, no. We know where this is going. It's all coming... Oh no, is it all gonna come down to a base push? T0 base push. It's starting to look like it. Yeah, on this map, it's insanely valuable to gain intel the tech centers. Engineer is in such a compromised position. Oh, being sniffed out, being prone, and down he goes. Insane early game lead for Kato. Yet again. Kato the madman, doing it off of double barracks, huh? This is already gonna prompt no guard tower from Nudels. For a moment there, he was building tier 2. That shit doesn't fly, man. It's not how it works. Okay, this is an all-in, do or die. Or is he just... Oh my goodness, this is a good build. Early pressure and make your opponent feel completely unsafe. Oh, I like what he's doing here. Kato playing mind games. This looks like an all-in. This certainly feels like an all-in. So Nudels has to play super defensively. He also got the guard tower ready. He is just building an airstrip, trying to survive off of this. Oh, the guard tower, it has been deployed. Ooh. And now he's trying to camp the ore truck. So if the tip truck goes down, that's obviously GG. Oh, the refinery as well. Oh no, and just at the worst possible timing. Uh-oh. Yeah. Is there any way to salvage this? Doesn't even have the cash. Some good crushes, but you have no economy, my friend. You have no power here. Oh no. This is complete obliteration. Oh no. Oh wait, at least the harvester got away. Nudels does barely have enough, I think, to rebuild. Right? No, barely not enough. He needs to sell something. Man is so far behind. Is there even any way of salvaging this? Both the derricks obviously went to Kato, so he doesn't have a way of replenishing his income for now. Oh, he just barely hit enough. And the harvester has survived for some miraculous reason. So it was only double harvester, double Tiberium truck economy for Kato for the time being, so he's not super far ahead. But the assets, the oil derricks, yeah, it's not looking too hot here. Also the kill tab, way worse than I thought. Oh, that's brilliant. Did you see what he did there? I mean, it barely restored any health though. I like the cute micro trick, because that harvester was extremely low. It would have been worth it if that harvester were close to dying, but that's not what happened. If that harvester were in peril of dying anytime soon. That's not what ended up happening. Does it speed the harvester up? I don't think so. It only speeds up if it goes above 50%. Yeah, you could just wait until it actually dies, that's correct. There's an army knocking at your door. He's barely got anything. There is 2 buggies, a single minigunner. Good luck, friendo. Good luck, friendo. You're gonna need it. Oh, he needs to be so on point with his kiting. Rockets is starting to apply some pressure. Oh, good value. Gets out all of the rocket soldiers. Gets them all out of the equation. Really well played from Nudels. Nudels, you monster! barely losing anything here. Oh, just like that, the destroy tab has turned swiftly. However, are you ready for round 2? There is now a flame tank in your base. This is completely unanswerable at the time present. Oh no. No, that's not what you want to do. He needs recon bikes fast. Ah! His base is being scorched by the flame tank. Not like this. Flame tanks, there is no answer for them whatsoever right now. Oh no. Well, there goes your economy. This was a brilliant transition from Kato. Just let the man have his refinery. No sir. Okay, there is a single recon that it's already got that distinct barbecue flavor. Oh, the kiting needs to be so on point. If they ever get into range. Okay, one of them goes down. Whew. Round 2. Is there any salvaging this? Man, he is under so much pressure. Kato is already... He's only on a 2 harvester economy though. That's the funny thing. Economically, Nudels is now ahead, courtesy of his 3 harvesters. Oh lord. What a game. Oh no, Nudels. Don't throw in the towel. No. Come on. I want to see this played out to the end. No! Oh god, what an end to the series. So Kato barely squeezing out a victory here on 2 ore trucks. He's now finally gotten a 3rd. But man, that was just non-stop pressure. That reminded me of those good old StarCraft games where it was just fights up and down the ramps for 20 minutes straight until someone makes one positional mistake and then it's GG. Except in this case, it was Nudels being put on the back foot and just selling his hide and fighting for his dear life for 6 minutes and 20. What an awesome game to conclude this series. That was certainly a spectacle. We're going to be back with more OpenRA, more Tiberian Dawn. For the time being, I'm just going to stick with Tiberian Dawn, courtesy of the new remastered models until the novelty wears off. You know how it is. But for now, we're gonna milk the algorithm for a little bit, ride the high. Thank you guys and girls for watching. Unfortunately, I don't have time for organizing any tournaments, but I would so much love to get back into organizing something. This just makes me crave for competitive OpenRA, at least if it's only from the caster's perspective. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time with some more remasters, or with some more OpenRA remastered HD Tiberian Dawn version. And after that, it's back to Red Alert, probably. Thanks for watching, see you next time. 5 Aces, out.